Oh great, someone left a hole in this axe shaft, so for sure it's made for a lanyard.
Axes, knives, that's why we're all here, right? Looks very cool and is impractical. These are great tools and we never grow up and we love our toys. And there's nothing wrong with it, but I have seen very often recommendations on how to mod your tools, which I think are not the best idea, especially when it comes to long knives or short hatchets. I understand the urge to decorate your tools. I do that all the time. Nothing wrong about that, but there are good ideas and there are bad ideas. When you are in the outdoors, you just need paracord, lots of paracord. And if you get any new toy, just wrap it with it. It is. Everyone does it. It's cool, tactical, practical. So let's do this. Well, that's not too bad, right? But I need something to prevent overstrikes and for choking up the hatchet. So look at that, how cool that hatchet is, right? I mean, I modified it myself with paracord. Now I am able, when I'm outdoors and I lack blisters on my hand, I just choke up like this and carve a spoon or something, and within half an hour, my hand, I swear to God, is fully covered by blisters. Also, if this hatchet slips into a mud puddle or something, paracord wrapping prevents the wooden shaft from getting dry. And all this fine sand, stone material will stick between all these little gaps and, well, blister heaven. Yeah. Who am I trying to front? I hate paracord on axe handles and on tool handles in general. Understand? And I hate lanyards, long lanyards on these tools. And I tell you why. Sometimes, of course, it can be appropriate. I've seen many professional lumberjacks which give a winding of paracord in that area from their large bucking axes or splitting axes to prevent damage on the wooden shaft in case of an overstrike. I mean, that's the only appropriate reason for me. Also for these overstrike guards made from leather. There are Scandinavian German axe manufacturers who give a steel collar on their splitting axes for that reason. But these aren't axes which are used that way for carving when you want to grab it like this. So that is the only exception which comes into my mind, which is really legit. Wait, there is room for improvement. So now we're talking, right? I mean, I have big hands and I just improved the grip of that nice feature. Make me able to survive in the backyard for 12 hours. Why I don't like lanyards on knives anymore, and I say anymore because back then I used them. I purchased this Joker knife and there was a long lanyard already attached to this, and I left it that way because I liked the look of it. But here's the thing. I had this knife on my belt, which is really dangly dangler sheath. So cordage is flopping around. And I was in the underbrush to get some hazel stakes. And I did not realize that the lanyard hung on a branch and pulled this knife out of the knife sheath. And yeah, I stepped on that knife. Luckily, nothing happened, but that when I removed the lanyard on this. That is one reason why it's not a good idea to have a lanyard on knives. And there are more. I see many guys attaching a lanyard because you can grab a knife this way and you have more leverage when it comes to chopping. So one thing my master craftsman told me when I was 15 was, grab the haft or leave the craft. Or in German, Hammer und Schwanz packt man ganz. I don't translate that for you, because it has a little different meaning. So no, in my opinion, it is not a good idea. If we compare knives or hatchets to other tools, like a hammer, I mean, no one would get the idea, drill a hole through the hammer haft and grab it that way to put more leverage, because you hit everything but the nail. Yeah, it's dangerous. Or let's take a look at Mjolnir, the mighty hammer of Thor. I mean, imagine he would have used a lanyard. I mean, this is not the original, this is a copy, and there is a lanyard for hanging it on the wall. But
Imagine he would have used it like this, and he would have been thrown it away to crush some giants or something. I mean, not even Thor used a lanyard, yeah? On the pro side, these lanyard holds on knives, they have the reason when you are on a boat or you are climbing a tree or whatever and you want to lose your knife. Then you can attach temporarily a lanyard for not losing that knife for the certain task, but it's not meant to do heavy chopping work or something. I mean, take a look at classic chopping knives from all over the world. If you take a machete or a kukri or this lauku knives, they have the pommel shaped like this, so you can grab it with the whole fist and it won't slip out of your hand that easily. There are no lanyard holes on it. And then also, I don't really know. I am not Sami, but there is this, I think it's kind of an internet myth. Many guys tell that lauku knives are often grabbed that way, so you have more leverage and you can chop way better. I don't think that a serious outdoorsman ever does this. It's hard to imagine for me. Let's take a look at the medieval flails. I made this flail model. It is not a real flail, okay, it's just for showing the principle, but we knew this kind of tool like, I don't know, forever, since the 70s Shaolin movies. And the principle is very easy. There is a long stave, and then there is a cord, and attached to it there is a shorter stick. And that is used for thrashing grain or enemies, or I don't know. This is the safe end, and this is the ouch end. The safe end is longer than the ouch end, so you can't hit yourself when you are too dumb to use it properly, or you miss a strike or something. That's why nunchakus are so dangerous. And now something weird happens, because when we attach a lanyard to this edged tool and we compare it to the flail, remember, safe end, ouch end. And this is an even more ouch end on a not so safe end. So then there are guys which really recommend using it like this because it's safe due to the lanyard, right? And you can put more force in your stroke. But what happens if you lose that grip? It can't fly away because it's attached to us, and it makes a circle and it comes back to our forearm. And if that even could kill, then what is that able to do? Now people might say, well, that happens if you use a short lanyard, but you have to make it long enough, pull it over your thumb, use it that way, because that is the proper way of doing so. And if you now would lose your tool, it will fly away. And in theory, that's right. But I don't know. If you're tangling, when you are in a hurry, when you're not concentrated or something, it's not a guarantee that it works. And here's the thing. This was never meant, in my opinion, was never meant to use on tools. It is from the coppers back then with their baton. They used it that way because when you beat the shit out of people, but someone grabs your baton, then they can pull it away without breaking your wrist. That's the reason why these lanyards are used that way. There is another exception when it comes to mountain climbing and people using these ice pickles. They don't want to lose it because it's a long way down. So it seems legit for them to attach their tools on a cord, but they use it way differently than we would use an axe in the forest. Same for the knife. Of course you can use it that way and do your work with that. But are you really frequently using the lanyard for every task? You use your knife or you pull it out of the sheath. As I said, when it sits in the sheath like this and it's a loose dangler sheath and might really hang very easily on a branch or something. And if you are too lazy to use that lanyard every time and you do some cutting work or something, you also might hang with this loose end. And then the knife suddenly stops and these guards does not prevent you from slipping in the blade. Well, to be honest, there is a lot of empiric studies behind all this. I mean, all the scars in my hands come from where? And there is a proper way to extend the shaft of this one. Throw that toy away, get something longer. To be honest, I rarely seen this wrapping of windings on longer axes beside that ridiculous leather windings attached with brass nails to give these a Viking style. I mean, that may be a good look on the wall of the living room or over the chimney, but it's not practical at all. And that's another reason why axe handles should be smooth, because when you wind up, you take the axe like this, I don't know, and you swing it downwards. One hand might slip down the shaft, and if it is wrapped with any kind of cordage, it won't work. But maybe there's some room for improvement. Here it is, guys. Now we are talking. I mean, everything combined at hand. I have 2 carbine hooks because, you know, 2 is 1, 1 is none. So I can attach that on my rucksack or on my belt or on my nose ring. I can work with that in the dark. Feels tactical. What am I doing here? But you get the point. So now finally I can hang my hatchet from the wall. These holes in that handle are really practical. I wonder how much paracord would fit on that one. It's enough. It's enough. that piece of junk now is very symptomatic on many things I see online. All these molly pockets, all these carbine hooks, and everything is dangling somewhere. People walk around like Christmas trees. I've been through all that. There is no sense in it beside a strange understanding of aesthetics, in my opinion. And you make good tools bad with all that wrapping. Am I allowed to say shit on YouTube? Shit. If you want to chop with a knife, then get a chopping knife. If you want to have more leverage on an axe, get a bigger axe. So it's that easy. I mean, there are, of course, situations where we have to improvise. But don't make the improvisation the rule. I mean, yeah, at least we all just want to have fun. Have fun with our toys. Tinkering around with things we like. So if you are into this, that's fine. I just told why it's not for me. I guess in summary, every side has its points. So I'm on the traditional side. I'm not that overall tactical guy. As I said before, we are all grown-ups and we all appreciate our toys. We all love to play around. I mean, we're just guys, right? Do whatever you like, do whatever floats your boat. But sometimes I really have safety concerns when I see certain videos. And that was my opinion today on all these lanyard and paracord and wrapping stuff on tools. So I don't like it for reasons. I mean, if you have a different point of view, if you have other experience, feel free to share your thoughts about it down below in the comments. Hit this, maybe on the way into the comment section, you come along the subscribe button. You might hit it or not. And if you want to, I have an article on that on my homepage, ulfgard.com. Last week I had 12 views, 11 were for my daughter. Enjoy your time, don't take anything too serious. Cheers. So now I'm off for a while because I think I got some ideas on a tactical flail. Where's my paracord?